Hey guys, welcome back to RHR Jen. I'm so glad you're here. Honk honk, everyone. Guys, we have to talk the Rosé. That's right, another crazy launch and another disaster by Meghan. We're going to break it all down. I'm going to go over what happened and talk through what I think is going on with all of that. If you're new here, I'm Jen. Please make sure you subscribe, hit the thumbs up, leave me comments, as all of those do help YouTube to recommend my video, and I appreciate that. Now, I am wearing red today, and I'm talking Canadian geese because it is Canada Day. So to my neighbors to the north, happy Canada Day, my Canadian geese and ganders. I love you, eh? All right, let's get into the story. So, I do want to also acknowledge that it is Princess Diana's birthday. So there's that. And of course, Meghan chose today to launch her rosé. Anybody else find that completely disgusting and awful, especially since it's speculated that alcohol played a role and the reason that, for the car crash. All right. But it was launched today, and I've brought some stuff for us to look at. Now, on yesterday's video, I went over this. She posted this advertisement, I guess it is, for herself, including those stupid dried flowers. Once again, she had them frozen into ice cubes. I thought it looked like disgusting. I had some of the funniest comments ever on that video, including people that said they wanted to get their yard clippings and put it into ice cubes. I thought that was brilliant. We played a game called Would You Rather Drink the Wine or Wear What Meghan was wearing? Many of you chose the wine. Can't say I blame you. One of the funniest comments I got over and over was you couldn't believe that Meghan could make rosé wine beige. I thought that was brilliant. I didn't even think about that. So very clever, geese and ganders. But let's take a look at what's going on. So yeah, she launched her wine today, her No Way Rosé. So I went over to As Ever because I figured something was going on. You can see it here. So it's Napa Valley 2023 Rosé. Okay. So it was sold in pair. You had to buy 3 bottles, and I've got all the figures, which we will look at because I want you. Well, I say that she will never release actual statistics. We have no idea how many bottles were sold, but I have how much they cost. I'll go into that. Give me 1 second. But on As Ever, they're showing people. This time they put a couple of ads, I guess, to legitimize it. Like people were actually maybe buying it, although I think they only posted 2 of them. So there's that. And then they just did an advertisement for themselves where they just did a pouring wine. Now, interestingly, on this one, I just found this kind of weird. So As Ever, hold on. As Ever on Instagram has 864,000 followers, if you believe that. Could they be bots? Maybe. Who knows? But it's showing 864,000 followers. Now, Meghan, on the other hand, shows, I have her number. I just can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Hold on. I think it's right here. Okay, so it's showing, if you believe this, I don't know that I do, but if you believe this, 3.9 million followers. Let's pretend like a third of that is true. Let's say she has 1 million, but well, that'd be a fourth. Anyway, you get the idea. Let's say it's 1 million followers. I don't think it's that much. In fact, I think I saw data somebody ran that thought it was more like 200,000 followers. Okay. Whatever the number is, there's more, I believe, on this, more following this account than the As Ever. I'm surprised she didn't do any kind of advertising here for it, is my point. I just kind of find that strange a little bit. Like if it's your business and you've launched this product, I'm surprised she's not advertising it. Just a thought, because you can see she did with like the honey and different things like that, but the fact she didn't advertise that she was launching it today. I just found that a little bit strange. But here we go. This is courtesy of Elle magazine, who explains that this wine is a proprietary As Ever blend and incorporates, I don't drink wine, so I don't know what any of this stuff means. Cabernet Sauvignon, and all the other words I can't pronounce. I've heard of Syrah. Okay, there. She debuted her first wine product under As Ever at 11. And before noon, the Napa Valley Rosé was sold out. If you believe that, I'm not sure that I do, and I'll talk about that. But it's priced at $30 a bottle and sold in sets of 3. So you had to buy a $90 set of 3. You could buy half case for $159. and a full case for $300. Who's buying? This release marks the first of a bespoke collection of wines, joining as ever. Again, when I hear bespoke, I just think that means expensive. But what are we talking about? Why is this bottle of wine $30? And it's not like it's built up some sort of cult following. So how can you justify? Again, I'm not a wine drinker, but that just seems a little high for a debut rosé, I would think. I would think where people are trying to cut costs right now, that seems a little bit excessive. Maybe not. I don't know. You can let me know in the comments if that's right or not. It just seems a little marked up. And then per the brand, don't worry, guys. If you were wondering, ready for this? I can't pronounce anything. Let's see if I can do this. If you're worried about it, don't worry. A champenois. Did I say that right? Champenois. I can't say that first word. Napa Valley sparkling wine is planned for the near future with other wines to follow. So, guys, if you have been dying to get your hands on a champenois, you don't have to worry. A very overpriced multiple bottle selection is coming your way that I'm sure will sell out. She's going to have to keep trying to outdo herself, right? So like if she sold out in 12 minutes, it's going to go down to like 7 minutes and then we're going to be in the seconds. Oh, it sold out 2 days before it launched. What? How do you do that? It doesn't work like that. What I find, and I want to talk about this, I will come right back to this, but what I find especially weird, and speaking of weird, I'm going to put up the Ice Cube's picture while I talk about this. There's just some thoughts. I got some things marinating in my head about this. Again, I have a degree in marketing and I study public relations and all that stuff. And yeah, granted, it's been a little while since I've done this, but dusting that off and using the knowledge I have of this, I'm just thinking what a disaster launch each one of these has been. I know she wears it like a badge of honor. Anybody else giggle when I say that? Because I do. If you know, you know. If you watch the John Witherspoon episode, you know why I'm giggling. Badge of honor. Badge of honor. Okay, she wears it like a badge of honor. A badge of honor because she thinks it's like a big deal. I think she's just so focused on being like popular, if you will. It's such a juvenile mentality that she just wants to appear to have sold out rather than actually sell things. That's just my opinion, but my opinion seems to be that she just wants to have this honor of selling out. That's all that's important to her. So the rapid sellouts like that, she thinks, oh, then I can advertise that and appear popular. But no, it just shows poor inventory planning. In my opinion, I just think it shows poor planning and it's repeating the same pattern of poor planning. The other way to look at it is she must not have, I guess, whomever must not have any confidence in her products because they're sure not stocking a whole bunch of it. It's hard to say what's going on, but it just doesn't indicate that they plan to sell a ton because otherwise she would be trying to make the money, right? So I'm telling you, there's something off about this whole thing. Every time she does this, there's always mystery. There's always something off. And my gut tells me there's something off about this. So I know that limited stock would potentially create a buzz, but you're frustrating your customers. Let's pretend like for a second, I'm not sure I believe this, but let's pretend like there are some people that actually wanted to buy the wine, whether it's to try it for a YouTube channel or because they like Meghan for whatever reason. There are some people that wanted to buy the wine and it's going to create frustration with those people. For the rest of us, I say, why are you spending $30 on a bottle of rosé? Like, what's happening there? But I just somebody has missed the mark, and I believe it's Meghan every time, missed the Markle every time. It's inconsistent restocking. It's undermining any kind of momentum that she might have. Now, I have seen the theories going around that she's doing this on purpose to try to sell her brand. And listen, I wouldn't put anything past her. So maybe that's the case. But I actually have a different theory because I did at first when I heard that, I thought, oh, maybe. But then you really start thinking about it. Okay. if she's doing it to try to sell off the brand, and listen, I'm not Meghan doesn't do any homework whatsoever. She just says things and hopes that they come true. So I wouldn't put it past her that she thinks that's how it works. But anybody that's going to buy a brand, what's the first thing they're going to do? They're going to look at the number sheet. They don't care about social media buzz. I mean, they will to an extent, but it's more about the actual numbers. How many, customers are on your website? How many products are sold? What's your P&L look like? That kind of stuff. That's what they care about because they're talking about buying your business. So if, in my opinion, and hypothetically, she is maybe fudging some numbers or creating this like faux demand for products, she's not gonna be able to sell it because it's not genuine. It's not true. It's like buying followers on Instagram. I always say, people can buy followers, that's fine, but it's not going to get you very far because the little bit I know about this stuff is companies, before they hand you a pile of cash to advertise their stuff, they want to see engagement. They want to see how many people are clicking on what you're saying, are watching more than just one thing you're putting up. I know that's the case for YouTube. So it's got to be the case in other places. They want to make sure it's not just bots because bots can't go out and buy products. People do. So I think she just goes about this the complete wrong way always. I think she's more interested in how she looks versus the substance of it. That seems to be the case every single time. And so it's more focused on the hype of the product than the product itself. So that leads me into this next point that I want to show you, which is this is a pro Harry and Meghan Reddit right here. This is that awful one that I show you a lot. It's the Harry and Meghan Netflix one. These people are diehard Harry and Meghan fans, and even they are posting, hey, my order was canceled. What's going on? And they're showing frustration over this canned answer they're getting that, oh, due to high demand, we can't fulfill your order. And they're like, well, why'd you take my money then? That kind of thing. Well, as you can imagine, the mediocre mafia are like going at each other. The moderator actually said, I'm locking down the comments because I don't want any negativity toward Meghan. It's like, it is such a move out of Meghan's playbook and Harry's. Let's just lock it down so nobody can talk about it instead of actually addressing the problem that there is a problem on this website. That Meghan has a problem. I was saying Harry and Meghan, but let's say Meghan has a problem with her website where she can't keep up with demand, if you believe the demand's there, or she's got some shenanigans going on. I go back to, I think she thinks it makes her look like she's selling out quickly, whereas to the rest of us, it just looks like, no, you can't plan for anything. You're not doing a good job on the planning side of it. Other people saying they got the same email. It's such a bummer. People were wondering if there was a glitch. Could I order more before it became available? Instead of looking at, oh, hey, maybe piss poor planning took a part in this. They just want to blame internet glitches, maybe. And then other people took to just yelling because that's what the mediocre mafia does. They just yell at each other. It's like, how dare you complain? You sound like a Karen. It's like, no, she just wants her products that she paid for. I'm not a Meghan fan. And I'm definitely not a Meghan supporter fan, but like, can you blame the girl? She's just saying, hey, it kind of sucks that I got this message, and they jump all over her for that. I don't care whose stuff it is. I would be bummed if I got that message from Highgrove, and I love Highgrove products. You just would be. But anyway, that's again, that just shows the difference on that side of things. But I just think this whole thing points to a lack of clear business strategy. It is just like everything else, no planning involved, just throw things at the wall and see what sticks. I think it's neglecting any kind of operational stability, but I don't think that they care about that. I don't think Meghan cares about that. I don't understand how she can go around bragging that Netflix is her partner. If I'm Netflix, I'm shouting from the rooftop, nah, no, we're not. We are not partners because we don't launch things in such a disastrous way. I just think it ties, it's like everything else she does. It just signifies an out of touch branding and messaging. everything from the flower sprinkles to the balloon arches to the immediate sellouts and everything in between. It's very, very out of touch. And it's not what actual customers would want to deal with. I don't know what she's trying to prove, except for, again, I go to, look at me. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I can do better. Ready? This is for my Canadian geese. Happy Canada Day. Eh? Ready? Look at me. Look at me, I'm Canadian. I'm just kidding. But look at me, eh? But no, it points to it being one big messy messy, right? Oh, I got that in too. It just seems messy and unorganized, and like everything else Meghan does, right? Everything else. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave this here. I want to know your thoughts on all this. You've got to let me know in the comments below. Did anybody buy the rosé? Don't buy it. Have you heard about this stuff? Did you know that it was sold out? Did you know it was pretending to be sold out? Answer me this. Is it sold out because she wants to try to sell this business off? She thinks this is how you go about it? Or is it just a look at me? Or is it somewhere in between? It might be both. Maybe both are true. Let me know in the comments. Leave me your funny comments on this one because I love them. I laugh so hard. Yesterday, I had one of you geniuses in the comments refer to her rosé as witch's piss. And I can't stop laughing. I've sent that to everybody I know. So thank you for that. If you have another fun name like that or something else, anything like that, send it on. Put it in the comments. I think that's hilarious. Let me know your thoughts on all this. You don't have to have a business background to understand that this is ludicrous. And if you like Spaceballs like I do, Spaceballs, ludicrous speed. All right, just go with me on this. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Hey, do make sure you're subscribed. Like I say, it really does help YouTube to recommend my video. Share my video. Pass it around. Let everybody know to watch and check it out. Thank you for being here. You guys are wonderful and lovely. I also want to say thank you to my Patreon members. That's right. Patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where you find all my bonus deep dives, my episodes, hundreds of videos over there, lots of content. I've done everything from recap the entirety of Sex and the City series to I've shown some Taskmaster. I've shown a lot of Harry and Meghan stuff. I've shown Cooking for the Queen, all kinds of stuff. So check that out if you're the least bit interested. And a huge thank you to my supportive executive producer, Geese and Ganders. You guys are wonderful. And thank you to everybody who's joined lately. I really appreciate all the support. All right, I'm going to leave this here. I can't wait to read your comments on this one. I hope you guys have a lovely day. Again, happy Canada Day to my lovely Canadian flockers. Love you guys so much, and I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. Have the best day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. Okay, they're gone. Hi, how are we? How are things? What's new? Don't buy the rosé. By the way, so I made that video yesterday and I called it No Way Rosé, and I thought I was so clever. And then I went to Target after I had recorded because I have to get some for my parents. Mom, don't watch this. I want to get something nice to bring them for 4th of July. And so I was looking for something, and I saw that they sell something called No Way Rosé. So I'm unoriginal. Wah, wah. I didn't get that for my parents. I was teasing, Mom, don't listen to this because it's going to be a surprise. I was teasing with a friend of mine. I was like, should I get them a bald eagle and just turn it loose in their house for funsies? They thought that was a good idea. I might do that, but no, I'm teasing. Yeah, I don't know what to get them. I'll have to think about that. But what are you guys doing for the 4th if you're celebrating, if you're one of my American flockers? If you don't know, this Friday is 4th of July. It's a big day for us. And so we will all be celebrating in our red, white, and our blues. So let me know what you'll be doing that day. And yeah, I'll keep talking about all this crazy stuff as it comes out, because I'm sure we're not done hearing about the rosé. I'm curious to see what happens with this fleet of returns, because I'm hearing more and more people saying they're having to refund. What is going on with that? Seriously, that's so weird. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you for being here. Have the best day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye. Oh, I like how my curl bounces when I do that. Ready? All right. Have a good day. Bye. Happy Canada Day. Happy Canada Day.